The death toll in the devastating blaze in Chawkbazar rose to 67 yesterday, making it the second deadliest chemical-fueled fire in the country after the 2010 Nintol incident. The toll may rise further. 5 burn victims in critical condition are being treated at Dhaka Medical College Hospital. Another 12 people are said to be missing since the fire broke out around 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday. The flames spread to 5 buildings like a wildfire in the packed area with narrow lanes, making it difficult for firefighters to respond faster and more efficiently. 3 or more buildings had highly inflammable chemical warehouses on different floors, which is illegal. The fire service is yet to determine the cause of the latest fire, but the industries minister said it originated from explosion of a cooking gas cylinder. He also claimed chemicals had nothing to do with the inferno. However, according to locals, the fire broke out after the gas cylinder of a pickup van exploded. Autopsies found all the victims were burned alive. Of them, 41 have been identified so far, while 39 bodies were handed over to their families. The rest of the bodies burned beyond recognition will be identified through DNA tests. The victims are mostly pedestrians, people traveling on rickshaws and cars, residents of the buildings, as well as owners and staffers of the shops and warehouses at the buildings. 14 people were buried at Azimpur graveyard, while the rest were taken to their village homes for burial. The district administration gave Dhaka 20,000 for burial of each victim. In addition, the government has announced a compensation of Dhaka 1 lakh each. All the injured victims will get free treatment at the DMCH, officials said. Soon after the fire started following a loud bang. It ripped through 5 buildings, including a community center. 3 of the buildings had highly flammable deodorants, air fresheners, cosmetics, and plastic beads, setting off a chain of explosions and a wall of flames down nearby. Narrow streets clogged with heavy traffic. The area was jam-packed at the time due to road diversion for the Amar Ekushe program at the central Shohid Minar. As a result, vehicles, pedestrians, shop owners, and their employees could not move as quickly. The fire engulfed the area within minutes. Some tried to escape the blaze in vain, witnesses said. More than 300 firefighters with 39 fire engines finally managed to douse the blaze around 12:20 p.m. yesterday after around 14 hours of relentless efforts. Inside the buildings, they discovered dozens of scattered bodies, many of which charred beyond recognition. Bangladesh Air Force was also called in to fight the fire. 2 of its helicopters sprayed water on the affected buildings in the morning. Survivors said fireballs rained down, explosions rocked the streets as they ran for their lives. Many charred bodies were seen lying in alleyways, inside the buildings, and on staircases yesterday. Some of them were charred inside their shops, some just when they started for home, shutting their shops, rescuers said. We found 6 bodies at a pharmacy where the shutters were down, said a neighbor. 3 of a family were burned alive in the street on their way to a party organized just a building away from the burned Hazi Wahed Mansion. 8 or more bodies were recovered from a restaurant nearby. Kausar Ahmed, a final year VBA student of Dhaka University, used to run a dental clinic with his friends at the Churihata Road in Chakbazar. While he was working in the clinic, he and 5 others, including 2 dentists, were burned to death. His 1-year-old twins, a daughter and a son, were taken to the DMCH by their mother. He was supposed to pass out from the university this year. Now everything is over, said his elder brother. A trail of devastation was everywhere. The roads and building tops were strewn with squeezed perfume cans, which exploded like bombs. During the fire, they looked like firecrackers sent up to the sky, witnesses said. Damaged bottles of perfumes, air fresheners, and hairspray were found scattered here and there. Some of them were even found on the rooftop of neighboring buildings. A turbid smell of fire and damaged perfume bottles was everywhere. Charred remains of cars, motorcycles, and pickups, steel structure of rickshaws. Vans were found lying on the road. Most of their tires were flattened. Car windows were seen molded in heat. The walls of the first floor of the Hazi Wahed Mansion collapsed on the road. The front portion of restaurants were soon burned. Meanwhile, the Industries Ministry and the Fire Service and Civil Defense formed separate committees to probe the fire. Police last night filed a case against unidentified traders on charges of causing the death of 67 through negligence. Flammable chemicals fueled the fire and caused it to last longer. Cans of deodorants and lighter refilling fuel were stored inside the buildings. These are flammable chemicals. Criminal Investigation Department will be profiling the DNA of the unidentified victims of Chawkbazar Fire for handing over the bodies. CID will collect DNA samples of the families claiming missing persons at Dhaka Medical College Hospital for cross-matching starting from 11 p.m. today. An information center has been opened at Dhaka Medical College Hospital to convey updated information over the victims of Chawkbazar Fire. This center is being jointly run by Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief, District Administration and Fire Service and Civil Defense. It is from this center the unidentified corpses will be handed over after DNA matching. The hotline to the information center is 017370 84914. Authorities have handed over bodies of 45 victims of the devastating Chakbazar fire to their families, district administration has said. So far, 22 bodies are yet to be handed over. These bodies will be handed over after DNA matching. Multiple accounts of what caused Wednesday's fire at Chawkbazar have been put forth by different quarters. Visiting the life-ravaged area, Industries Minister Nur Ahmed Puya yesterday said a gas cylinder blast initiated the flames. He also stressed the fire had nothing to do with the chemical business in the area. This is a gas cylinder blast, LP gas, which was being delivered to meet the utility gas shortage in the area, he told reporters. He added that those who have been blaming the chemical warehouses have got a very wrong message. He added that the inflammable perfumes and cosmetics that were in a warehouse on the second floor of the building caused the fire to spread. That was why it took hours to put out the blaze. There are thousands of chemical warehouses in Old Dhaka, most of which are in residential buildings. According to the fire service, only 2% of these warehouses have the city corporation's permission. The minister told reporters that after a gas cylinder exploded, an electric transformer unfortunately caught fire. There was a warehouse of perfumes and cosmetics in the worst affected building, but no chemicals. The fire left the five-storey Hazi Wahed Mansion almost completely charred. Several firefighters, however, said they were yet to find any evidence suggesting that a gas cylinder had exploded. Several locals said the fire might have started following an explosion near a pickup van. However, many residents of the area said the businessmen were trying to deflect the attention from the chemicals, fearing an initiative to move the business from the area. By renting out flats to chemical businesses, the owners are turning the buildings into bombs, said a resident. About moving the chemical hub out of the Old Dhaka, the minister said the businesses had been there for generations and had developed their trade network. We can tell that we will make a decision very soon and move them, he said. Meanwhile, Security Services Division of the Ministry of Home Affairs formed a 5-member committee to probe the fire. The committee was asked to submit its report to the ministry by the Industries Ministry, who also formed a 12-member committee with additional secretary Mofizul Haq as its chief to find out the cause of the fire, assess the losses and make recommendations to prevent the recurrence of such incidents, reports UNB. The similar blaze reminds the memory of the deadly fire in Nimthali, just about a kilometer from Chawkbazar. At least 124 people were killed and over 200 others injured in the fire, which originated from a stove in a building that also housed a flammable chemical warehouse. This is online news taken from the Daily Star. Thanks for watching.